This Business Newsmakers is brought to you by Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union. There's a reason people live here. There's a reason people bank here.
Hi everyone, Frank DeRaffele here, and welcome to this week's Business Newsmakers. We have with us this week Frank Castella, who is the president of the Dutchess County Regional Chamber of Commerce. And if you remember, about 2 years ago, Frank and I sat down when he was first coming into the chamber as the president and talked about what his vision was, where things were going, and what was kind of exciting him coming forward. So first, let me thank you for being here today.
It's a pleasure.
Oh, it's good to have you in again.
It's great to be back in your studios.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about that. 2 years ago, you and I sat down and you were kind of just getting your feet wet. You were in the transition period, actually, coming in, working with Charlie at that point, getting ready. Now it's been 2 years. The chamber seems to be very solid in where things are going. So what's the last 2 years been like for you? What have you been excited about?
Well, Frank, I have to tell you, Charlie really set the groundwork for the future of the Chamber of Commerce, and the Chamber has done quite well in its historical background. If you go back 15 years since Charlie took over, he really built it into this economic engine, if you will, for our community here. It's more than just a Chamber of Commerce, it's a community organization. People look to us for scholarship funding now. We do leadership programming, we have workforce development programs, so it's far more than your typical Chamber of Commerce. 23 full-time employees, and I have to tell you, we've kept and maintained what Charlie's legacy has put forth, and we really are growing on it. And I think what the Chamber has done for our community is so vital to lifting up the economic environment here in Dutchess County. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a part of it. I really felt that when I was on the board of directors, and you can certainly ask any of our board members and they'll tell you the same. Being a part of it and understanding what the Chamber really is doing each and every day on behalf of our business community is so critically important for our community at large to understand and know. Whether we're advocating with our elected officials to change some reform in Albany or here even locally, I know our county executive has really taken a strong stance on running Dutchess County like a business, and we have commended him for doing that. He's got some policies now, and he's pushing Dutchess County forward to make us more efficient here in the county. And that's so important for our constituents to understand and know that their elected officials are working for them and on their behalf. And we do a pretty good job of getting that word out there.
You know, I think since you came into the chamber, what I've heard from people in the last couple of years was, there seems to be a real welcome and focus to small businesses in the area. People are kind of saying, like, I feel like they really care about us. They really want to know what's best with that. What do you see? I mean, maybe in the last couple of years, and as you're going forward, what do you see? Kind of how do you make that focus even better than it is now? I mean, is there a way? Because I think there's such a good reputation the chamber has right now with small businesses in the community and how they benefit from that.
Yeah, and I think when I first came in, a lot of the small businesses didn't understand how we were of value to them. They thought that not only we were a good old boys club, but the benefit was for the bigger, larger corporate business member. And we've done a very good job. Nancy DeWitt is one of our employees now. She came from our chamber foundations. She moved over to the Chamber of Commerce. And Nancy is focusing on community relations. She's out with our small businesses each and every day, making them aware of the programs that are out there that the chamber offers. And not just the chamber and what the chamber is offering, but what else is out there to help their business, whether it's SCORE, Small Business Development Center, Community Capital New York, Women's Enterprise Development Center, and there's so many others. And she's bringing those resources to them to make sure that they're staying on top of their game and they're given the resources to make them successful here in Dutchess County. So we're making a concerted effort to make our small business members aware that we're not just for the big corporations, we're for the small businesses as well. We have a big focus on marketing packages and marketing opportunities for our small businesses, and we've developed and reformed a lot of what we had in the past to bring them current and make them available and affordable to our small business members. Flavor of the Month is a perfect example of that. We record that here in your studio. We added that to our slate of marketing opportunities for restaurants here in the area to be able to not only afford getting the promotion, but also having a video that is professionally done by an organization like this that is now pushed out into the media. They can put it on their social media, they can put it out onto their website, and it's a great way to promote their business.
So let's talk about, we're here, it's January 2017. We're sitting here, New Year. People are sitting down right now during January in their business saying, okay, what do I want to accomplish this year? They're putting together their goals if they haven't already. They're thinking more seriously about where they want to be in December of 2017. So let's talk about from a networking perspective. You talk about marketing. I think one of the things that the Chamber does really well is every month you have incredible networking opportunities for people going on out there. They can meet local businesses. And I think especially for small business, it's one of the most effective ways from the advertisers get belly to belly, face to face with people. Talk to us about some of the networking events you have going on and why they're so powerful for small businesses.
Sure. We just put in a new database website. That's part of it. There's a back end as part of this website now that people are looking for easier, quicker, faster ways to network where they don't have to leave their office. So they can log in, and there's actually a forum on the back end where our members can do some back end business interaction and networking, which is very interesting. It's new. It hasn't been proven yet, but I think it has some good vitality, and I think it'll go somewhere. So that's something new and different that we're doing right now. But there's nothing like relationship building, as you know. There's nothing like that face-to-face networking. Certainly our business after hours is one of the local favorites where we attract anywhere from 200 to 250 people at one of our networking events this upcoming January. We always hold it at Shadows on the Hudson. One of the most popular events that we hold for business after hours, that'll be 250 people at Shadows on the Hudson on the, I believe it's the 4th Wednesday of the month. And there's a whole slate of networking opportunities. I look at a ribbon cutting as an opportunity for people to network, get face-to-face with the business owner, just to say thank you for doing what you're doing in the community. Could be a 70th anniversary. They've been around for 70 years. Come out and say thank you. Also, come to a new business that is starting up and cutting a ribbon. That could be a potential business contact for you. So I don't discount the other smaller type events that we have, like a ribbon cutting. Our breakfast certainly is one of the mainstay staples. One of the new things that we're doing is taking our speed networking event, which was similar to what people think of speed dating. It's 2 minutes, you sit down and you have groups of 4 or 5 and they're rushing through to talk about their elevator pitch or their sales manager minute. And they're rushing through that while multiple other people are talking. So I looked at that model and I said, I don't think that this is ultimately valuable for the people in the room because there's so much chaos happening and rotating, and people were exchanging cards, and it served a purpose to meet people face to face, but it didn't have that relationship building component. So now we're turning it around, taking a similar model, and we're giving people the opportunity to present, because it's something we hear a lot from our membership. I want to be able to present to other people, and we're allowing them now to present for 10 minutes at the opening. We're going to take 2 individuals that'll be drawn randomly, and they'll be able to present. They'll have a couple minutes for questions. Then we'll sit down and go one by one around the room. We're going to limit it to 25 people, 1 per professional out in the room. And it's going to be on a quarterly basis, and we're going to roll it out. It's not going to be, it's going to be something that you can only do twice a year as a member. And then at the end, again, we'll have another 10-minute presentation. There'll be an opportunity to talk about testimonials. Maybe there's somebody in the room that you've done work with before, and you can talk about that. It's actually taking a little bit of what BNI has done, and I found so valuable in learning from your model in BNI, because it works. And here's a model that's so prevalent here in our business community. And I always tell people, use the media mix that's available to you. Use the tools that are out there. We have a good BNI resource here. Use it. You have a very strong chamber, something that you don't get elsewhere. And I get people that come to us from Long Island and say, I was involved in our Long Island chamber for many years, and it's nothing like this in what we have here. So let's use those resources and try to work on what we know works and move it forward. So I'm looking to grow that chamber connections, and now we're going to be calling it Chamber NPR, Network, Present, and Refer. Nice. And we're going to try to put a big emphasis on that in 2017.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the networking events you do are fantastic, and I think one of the things that's really important for people to remember is if you're going to get involved in the chamber, if you want it to work for you, get involved in the chamber. Meaning, get involved in committees, do those different things. If you show up once a month, it's nice, not going to be as effective. But if you're involved, and you guys have a lot of great different committees to be involved in, and when you're there, all of a sudden you're with people that are like-minded, that have the same type of goals with their business, and you get to meet them at a deeper level. So I think the committees are also important in terms of that.
That's a great point. Yeah, we do have several planning for our gala, our 40 under 40. We take past honorees, we put them onto that committee, and we ask them to select the top 40 under 40 in the region. We take nominations in. That nomination will be rolled out in the next couple of weeks. And there's a whole slate of committees which are listed on our website, dcrcoc.org. And if someone is interested in being involved at the committee level, it's a great way to network and get to know people. And I found when I was a member of the chamber, I was involved in multiple committees, from the golf committee to the gala committee, and the list went on, manufacturing and trade, economic development, and just networking amongst my peers. And like you said, you're in a room full of people that are like-minded individuals, and it immediately strikes a conversation because you have something in common with them. So it's a perfect way to network, and I don't think people look at it as a network opportunity, but it truly is.
Well, first off, I want to thank you for the last couple of years. I mean, you've done an incredible job there at the Chamber. They've, like I said, so many people are saying positive things. Not that it was negative before, but when transition comes, people become critical, and there's been nothing but positive feedback what's going on. And I appreciate you being here today, because I think sharing this with everybody, giving an update of kind of what's going on. I mean, you're here a couple days a week doing your shows here, but I think putting you in the chair, we can ask you some questions and see the value. I think it's really important for small businesses to get involved. So thank you for being here today.
I appreciate you having me. I truly do, and I want our businesses out there to know that we are out there each and every day advocating on their behalf, and they need to know that the value of the chamber is still as strong as it was before, if not stronger.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Hey, everybody, thank you for being here today on Business Newsmakers. We're here with Frank Castella from the Dutchess County Regional Chamber of Commerce. If you are not a member of the Chamber of Commerce, join tomorrow. Otherwise, you're losing money at your business. It's an opportunity to meet local people and really get networked out there and get local people to support other local people. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week here on Business Newsmakers.